We're back. NERDOS. Back again. The casting is back.
Back again.
Yes.
Back again. After
Back
how
at
long
it.
we said? Was it a month and a half we said?
Possibly.
Something like that?
Before the hurricane?
Yeah, probably. And
It's been a
today
little while.
We're still alive.
we're still alive.
We made it, yeah.
We're surviving. For
The
people
house
that,
is intact. The
for
roof
people
is
that
up
don't
here.
know, we live in Miami, and yeah, we got hit by the hurricane, but everything's cool. Everything's good.
Everybody's good.
Everybody's good. And today we have another episode that we're gonna talk about some trailers and a few like one movie that we saw. And besides talking again, going through the reviews, we wanna say thank you for everybody who's been subscribing. For now, we are in Podbean and we are in iTunes. You could look at us through iTunes too, in NERDOS. And we appreciate everything that you guys.
I was honestly just about to ask you, what are we on? Because I have no idea.
We're on Podbean,
I just know we're on
iTunes,
YouTube.
Podbeans, iTunes, and YouTube.
Yeah, and YouTube.
And
Awesome.
follow us on Instagram.
Yeah,
Do we
you
have a
could follow.
Facebook page too yet?
No,
or
we don't have.
We gotta do a Facebook one too.
Instagram, Instagram
One of
is
these days
fine.
we want to pull the Facebook because
Instagram is enough.
Instagram is.
Yeah, I guess
I
that's
believe Instagram is enough.
I think
but
Instagram is
don't know, we
enough.
have- But some people like it. Some people like the Facebook thing.
It's
Yeah.
just whack.
That's a thing.
We're down one guy today, so
We're down
unfortunately,
one guy.
Ray's watching. Is it
Ray's,
the World Series or the championship?
It's the ALCS,
the playoffs?
the American League
Playoff.
Championship. So
Gotcha.
it's game
so
7.
We're down.
and
We're down one dude for the moment.
He's probably
but,
sweating right now. I don't know what the score is, but
But let's take our inaugural shot real quick.
Yes.
did you say inaugural?
Inaugural.
Inaugural.
What?
All right,
In-
guys.
Here's
in-
here's
in
to you.
Uranus-
Cheers to you,
In
guys.
Uranus
Cheers.
Saga.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh god, that's disgusting.
For people that don't know, because most people that know me sees me doing cheers, and I don't drink alcohol. Most of the time, we fill it out with water or cranberry juice.
Weak
But-
ass.
Strong cranberry juice.
But I don't
That's
drink
some weak ass shit.
no alcohol. So don't be scared that some people know me and see me drinking.
Why are you giving behind the camera secrets?
I know, right?
It's just a prop. It's
That'd
just
be
a-
like, oh, now we know. Now we know Alonso parties.
Well,
Alright,
the
so-
live scoring is Yankees are down 1-0. So Ray
And Ray's a
when
Yankees fan, right?
Ray's
Oh, Ray's gotta be hating
a
it.
ridiculous Yankees fan. So once Ray listens to this episode, Ray, hope they lose. Just because I hate the Yankees.
That's messed up.
That's it.
All right, so first thing on the docket, the show The Gifted. It's about. Well, sorry, it's set in the X-Men universe. Correct.
That is
now,
correct.
Basically, I mean, I watched the first episode and a half. I haven't quite caught up yet, but I mean, I recognize some of the characters, and you guys may be able to fill me in on who else is in there. But the people that I recognized were Polaris,
That's
Thunderbird,
the only one that I know.
Polaris, Thunderbird, Blink.
Mhm.
I thought the person that I saw in there was Sunspot, but it turns out that
His name
it's,
is
Eclipse?
Eclipse.
And then everybody else is kind of a new character, right?
I don't know who the two kids are. Like I can't remember what their
Character-wise?
street name are.
Yeah, I
or
don't
street
either.
name is or whatever. Street
Well, it
names
looks
are.
like the boy is gonna be a villain.
He has that pyro effect. Like he's a nice little kid, and then he's gonna turn.
He's
gonna
He
flip.
goes
angry.
kind
He's
of
gonna
crazy.
flip,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
a very angry kid.
But I think the whole Thunderbird character is pretty cool because he's the leader of the pack, and I like his little abilities where he's like
He's like
his
a tracker,
hearing,
right?
Yeah, his hearing and his sight and his vision.
so it's not-
superhuman.
He's like super strong and invulnerable.
Right.
He's Warpath's brother.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So and they have similar abilities in the comics, if I remember correctly, right?
I always forget who's with who. Like Warpath was with X Force, if I remember correctly.
Well, he was
Or
with
it
X-Men. He was with
Thunderbird?
okay. If you remember the old New Mutants,
Yeah.
New Mutants, the all new X-Men
Mhm.
that came out years and years and years ago, when it went from Iceman, Green Jay, Cyclops, and Beast to Wolverine.
Did you say Green Jay? Go ahead.
I did.
Jean
Jean Grey, my bad. Green Jay.
Green Gray.
I caught that. I was like,
That shot hit me hard.
The Green Jay.
So it was Jean Grey, Cyclops, Iceman, and Beast, and then it changed to Wolverine, Cyclops. No, it wasn't Cyclops in that
Some of
team.
these Lexus.
Anyway, it changed to the new team of X-Men, and Warpath was in that team. But yeah, I want to say Warpath was in X-Force also, if I remember correctly.
I can't remember which one of them
anyway,
two it was. Yeah.
So Thunderbird is his brother, and I guess at least in the show, he's got like some kind of tracking abilities or something like that. Yeah, but he's also super strong and vulnerable to some degree.
He could see, like he could kind of see, because there's this one scene in the last
when
episode.
he
I don't
tracks,
know where
he
you
can
saw.
see what happens.
Yeah, he could see what happened.
Yeah, it's kind of like a clairvoyance type of thing, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. But okay, I've seen all 3 episodes. I just literally finished watching before I got here, so that's why I was late.
Who's the redheaded girl?
Oh,
one
I'm
with
not
the smoke.
sure. Yeah, the one that she kind of like
The pink smoke she
there's
tra-
one
I haven't-
chick-
I haven't
there's-
seen her yet.
There's one chick in the show that can kind of like pursue you to doing,
She puts her
actions.
memories into you.
She implants a memory, so it pursues you to do something. Like it motivates the other mutant to do something like, that they need to do, or whatever. You saw all 3 episodes.
Yeah,
of
I
course.
saw all 3. I have a complaint about it because I feel I don't know how many episodes are gonna this series is gonna be. Like let's say it's 10 or 12 episodes.
Well, I mean, the typical season is what, 12 episodes
12
maybe?
episodes, maybe, we don't know. Okay, so it is 12 episodes, and if in the 12 episodes these people are just running the whole thing,
Right.
I think
It'll get tiresome
yeah, it
quickly.
gets tired. It's like, okay.
Well, I mean,
I feel like that they need to fill up more of the characters, and they need to bring something else besides just running away the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, right now
Um,
Right now,
their
it's just
future just looks bleak.
Well,
Like
it has-
we're
it has
gonna
a-
run forever
well, it
until we
has
get
a-
to Mexico.
I mean, guys, we're only 3 episodes in.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
but I'm saying in the first episode it was good because it left you in like cliffhanger that his dad was away and these people was separated. So it was like, okay, for the second episode you're like, eh.
I
And this the third episode you're like,
I
doesn't
felt-
leave you like that, like want you more. I don't know.
I
That-
guess
for
I don't
me.
know. I mean, I can't say that I'm not looking forward to the next one. I mean, you were talking about the whole, getting kind of tired of the low budget.
Well, okay,
shows
so
because of the
when we were
because of the CG and all
texting
that.
before we came to sit down, I feel like a lot of these shows, they suffer from the TV budget syndrome. That
I mean,
the special effects
gonna happen.
of course, and I
Obviously.
understand that, but I just feel like the special effects just don't look as good as
I actually
they
don't
could.
think they're that bad.
Yeah, me neither.
considering.
I mean, they're okay.
I think Blink's effects are actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Right.
Her teleport or
Well,
her portals things or whatever it is.
So just talking about it in general, I mean, I think the show looks okay, and
Yeah.
I mean, again, I know it's early in the season and in the show. It's only been 3 episodes.
yeah,
but
let them get money.
what?
Let them make money.
Yeah. No, I mean, it seems all right. I mean, I think it's interesting that they're taking characters that are maybe not as well known as you normally have, like the high profile X-Men or whatever. But I mean, it looks interesting, I suppose. I felt like it had a bit of a Heroes vibe. If you guys watched the
I
show.
never
yeah.
watched Heroes.
Okay.
So I can't.
Well, you never watched, but like,
I can't.
but like for instance, the
I
the
did,
girl.
but Heroes felt a little different.
It did, but I felt like it had that
Question.
bit of that
A
vibe.
little.
in Heroes, were they mutants? Because they were born with
Sort
the
of.
abilities, right?
Well, yeah, sort
They
of. They
didn't call
eventually,
them
yeah, they don't call them
No,
mutants,
I
but
understand
eventually they
that.
gained their abilities as time went on.
But
They
it-
gained
it's
their
not that they
it
had
was-
an accident.
No,
like,
No, it turned out
right.
they were experiments.
Ah.
It turned
Oh,
out they
really?
were all like through birth. Like they made the parents make these kids.
Oh shit! I
Gosh.
didn't get that far. But anyway,
First season was great. Second season was like
Well, because everybody suffered from the writers, whatever it was called,
It
the,
was a
the
strike.
strike. Yeah.
Yeah, second season was horrible, and I think there's a third season, no?
Yeah, but it ended early because of the writers.
and there was also a Heroes Reborn much
It
later.
wasn't as
but,
good.
Yeah. it's
but
like
anyway,
crap.
so the part of the reason I think was because in the original Heroes, you had Hayden Panettiere, the cheerleader,
Mhm.
and then you have this blonde girl in this show, Natalie Yalen Lind.
Mhm.
I don't know who she plays as far as like if she's a character in the comics or not, but she kind of gave me that same vibe.
Kind
So I
of.
kind of felt like there was a similarity there.
Similarity between those two
Probably.
characters. Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, so far it's okay. You know, I'll probably give it a shot and keep watching it. You know, I mean, it seems like an okay
I
show.
certainly don't mind watching that one more so than it's intrigued me more than even what's this new one called on Hulu that's coming out.
The Runaways?
The Runaways.
Oh, the Runaways.
And certainly much more attractive than Inhumans.
Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't. I mean, at least from what I've heard about the Inhumans,
Yes.
I haven't even wanted to watch it because I've heard it's
I
terrible.
was hanging out with Lance earlier today, and he was telling me about how the whole Medusa thing, where they shave her head to stop her powers, and that
What's
seems a
up
little
with that?
easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's up with that?
whatever. I mean,
So
but
they capture her
it just
and they
looks-
capture her and they shave her head.
it looks beyond.
basically?
Maybe, yeah.
That's
But
terrible.
Whoever out there wants to put a comment,
only saw
let
the
us know
first
what happened.
episode, and then it was horrible.
It was bad.
Did you
It
guys
was
ever
bad.
see True Blood?
It was bad.
No.
No, never.
Because the father from Gifted is the main vampire from True Blood.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I keep thinking that he's gonna do his like Louisiana
He's gonna do
accent
his-
throughout the whole series, and I'm like, I know.
That's funny.
It's funny when they get stuck with a character. You like, I can't
Mhm.
see this guy. In a
Sticking with X-Men universe, you saw the clip of that they finished producing Dark Phoenix. I'm out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from the
Yeah, they
X-Men.
apparently
Well,
already.
supposedly that's the next
already-
X-Men
right,
installment.
That's the next installment. So
Yeah,
they
I had
apparently
read that.
already wrapped up production, and now they're gonna start working on the editing. Or I
Editing.
guess.
So when is that
They're
supposed to
making a
come
Dark
out?
Phoenix movie?
Yeah.
That's the next X-Men.
That's the next X-Men movie after Apocalypse.
Are you serious? Who's,
Yes.
who's the Phoenix?
Jean Grey.
Jimmy Turner. No, is it?
No,
Sophie
it's
Turner.
Sophie Turner. I'm sorry.
Jimmy.
The young,
The one-
young
the
brother-
young
the brother-
The one that, yeah,
Jimmy,
it's the same cast from
Jamie.
from the last one. They're
Anyway,
gonna carry.
Sophie Turner.
Now they're gonna carry them over.
Yeah.
I don't like the Phoenix stories,
That
especially not
Apocalypse-
on TV.
Why
Not
not?
in movie
That
representation.
Apocalypse movie was fucking horrific.
The problem, but see, the problem with the Phoenix story. Now we're kind of getting away from script, but regardless, I mean, the fact
We're
of
still with the X-Men thing.
okay, that's fine. But the problem with the Phoenix story is that
There's
in
too much
the-
galactic
right,
involvement,
that,
and they
that's what I
never
was
do
gonna
that
get.
in
Is
the movie.
there's right. That's what I was gonna get at. Is that the whole thing of it is that she's a galactic entity, or the Phoenix Force is
It's
a
an
galactic
alien
is
force.
a cosmic force. Where in this, I mean, I don't know if they're kind of continuing with the way they did X-Men: The
seems-
Last Stand,
It seems like it because
where like it's just like a split personality or like her own
I don't know,
power.
yeah,
or
split personality or whatever it is, but it's supposed
whatever.
to be that her
but
power
it's
just
her innate power as
Correct.
opposed to it being an entity
That
in
takes
itself
over.
that takes over
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah, that's why I never liked the Phoenix story
So,
anywhere.
You know, I mean, who knows? I mean, Apocalypse wasn't very good.
You didn't like the Phoenix story from the comic books?
No, yes.
Oh,
But when it's
okay. You're
represented
talking about now in the
or
movies, of
TV,
course. Yeah,
never.
because it's
Well,
just
if
the.
you-
Because they never want
how
to
it
go
comes
that
out
far
of
into
her,
that
whatever.
story.
But if you remember, you know, they did that in the old '90s X-Men TV show, the cartoon, and they followed more or less, you know, what was in the comics.
Yeah, instead of them going up whatever, the Phoenix
Right.
came to Earth. And,
Right,
and
but it was
took
but it
her
was
over.
more. But again, it got more into the cosmic being thing as opposed to, you know, again, it being her ability or a subconscious thing or whatever.
Yeah, but in cartoons, you know, allows you to do
Yeah,
that.
of
sort of
course.
thing.
It's
And I
certainly more
understand. I
flexibility.
understand that, but you know, I mean, it's not like they haven't brought cosmic beings into the Marvel universe. You know, into the movie, you know, universe anyway. It's just Fox hasn't really done that, with the exception of maybe Fantastic Four, where they brought Silver Surfer
Yeah,
into
'cause-
it. So you know, you could very well argue that they're kind of in the same realm, but whatever. I mean, anyway, going back to the Gifted, you know, I mean, again, you guys seem to like it enough.
Out of a 10, I'll say
6.
6 to 7.
6, 7 maybe.
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
not
that's
an
kinda
8. Not an 8.
Yeah, that's kind of the impression I would give it. Also, I mean, at least based on
Seven-ish.
the
Let's
episode
wait,
and a
yeah,
half that
let's
I've
wait
seen.
how it ends. You know, at the end of the season, probably second season if it goes well.
I have a
with, like,
feeling that I'm gonna end up liking it. By the time it's done,
Well, hopefully, it'll pick up a little bit more.
I think I'll like it.
Hopefully
I
pick
think
up
in
a
the
little
first
bit more.
episode there was a little bit too much overacting, but I like they did something that I didn't expect. The prison scene where they kicked the Polaris in the stomach.
Oh, and she's
Yeah, when
supposed to be
supposedly
pregnant,
she's
right?
To purposefully harm the baby.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
crazy.
That was a little rough.
I didn't get that far, but now I know. But yeah, like I had gotten to the part where they mentioned that she was pregnant.
I was wondering when they show her with the green hair, and that's
She has like
it has
like a shadow of it.
it's the
not, it's
black
not,
dye.
yeah,
She-
it's
her
not.
hair
Yeah,
is-
it's not very like obvious. It's just kind of like, and same thing with Blink.
Oh.
Like, it's very subtle.
No, by the
It's not
third
like-
episode,
No.
her hair's green.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You'll see what happens.
Right.
She's in the shower and like her dye.
oh, okay, so
her dye
she's
comes
dyed it
out.
black.
Yeah,
I got
she's
you.
got it dyed.
Well, like Blink's is very subtle too. Like Blink is supposed to have like purple hair, and hers is like the first episode you really don't see it
It's
that
too
color.
dark. Yeah.
She does have the eyes and the scar though, so I mean she looks like I guess like she would look.
You'll notice that, and you guys saw it obviously, that as she uses her powers, you'll see her features change more.
Changes.
Yeah.
Who do you think that guy is? That he was interested in the kids. That scientist.
I don't know. I still don't know who he is. I know who you're talking about. Because I remember
pulled
he
up the
calls about
records
him.
and-
Scientist
other
was
guy.
interested in the kid.
The scientist dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who that is.
You think that's
I'm having a brain fart. But yeah.
But like
there's a
he's
scientist
calling,
dude.
there's a bunch of science stuff going behind him, but then there's bodies behind him. So
You
it
think
looks like
that's-
they experiment on people.
You think that's Sinister? Mr. Sinister?
I've heard that
Wow,
they're gonna. I've
maybe.
heard that they may put him into the Phoenix Saga,
Yeah, because they were planning of already pull out.
and
Sinister.
and if you
So-
remember I think in Apocalypse they mentioned his
Apocalypse.
name.
No,
The after credits.
after the
Yeah.
credits, it seemed that's what they hint.
Right.
The company that he has.
That's right. That's right. But anyway, so okay, so
X-Corp
move on to the
or
next
something
thing.
Like that, it's called.
So we really hadn't had much to talk about. I guess that's part of the reason why maybe we hadn't done another podcast. But a lot of trailers have been coming out. So
It's been a bit of a gap.
it's been kind of slow.
But it's,
know?
but it's gonna come hard. It's gonna.
Well, now
Thor
so-
Ragnarok in less than
so
2
Thor
weeks.
Ragnarok comes out the 3rd of November.
Yeah,
So that's only a couple of weeks away.
yeah.
It's the third, really.
Yeah, it's
we
the
get
3rd.
we get the Punisher.
The Punisher,
we
the
get
17th
Stranger
of
Things.
November.
We have Justice League.
Star
Yeah,
Wars, a lot of stuff going on
a
in November.
lot of stuff that's
Star
coming
Wars
out
in December.
Yeah,
Star Wars in
Star
December.
Wars in December.
And then January we have what? Black Panther.
No, February,
February
Black Panther. Then the New Mutants in April.
Yeah,
So
we
at
have
least,
a
but at least
bunch of
November
things.
is really busy.
No,
so
but then
November's a lot of
next
stuff
year
going on.
too, we have
So,
a couple things going on.
Getting into that, let's go into the Thor Ragnarok trailer. So I'm gonna
Since
pull
that's
it
the
up.
next
I'm not
one
gonna
coming
put the
up.
sound
I
on.
just- I think that.
But- So so what do you guys think about it so far? I mean, I'm okay. So if you guys don't mind, let me give you my take on it.
Go.
So I'm excited for the movie, obviously, because there's a lot of cool stuff in it. Like I like that Hulk is in it. I think Kate Blanchett as Hela looks amazing. Like I think she freaking looks like she could kill the part. There's a lot of stuff going on.
It's
in
Kate
it.
Blanchett.
Right, of course, and she's an amazing actress. But I think she looks freaking cool as Hela. But cool as Hela, that sounds awesome.
as hella.
Anyways, she looks cool as Hela.
She looks hella cool.
Hella cool. But anyway, we have to trademark that.
You already have the Halloween.
I know Halloween. But anyway, so there's a lot of cool stuff in it, and like my only thing about it is, again, I feel like the tone is just so humorous. Not that I mind the humor necessarily.
And it's
but-
gotten the reviews where it's supposed to be the
Funniest.
funnest
Yeah,
Marvel
Marvel
movie so
movie.
far.
Right.
Yes.
And because of the dryness of Thor in the first two, that's why
Yeah.
apparently they wanted to.
They like that
Liven
it's
it
that
up.
much livelier.
Yeah, maybe it seems like a little too much. I had read something that the movie was only going to be like 90 minutes, but
That's
apparently
really
it's
short.
apparently it's not. It's like
Okay.
almost 2 hours,
I
long, if
read
I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I
Because
guess-
that's
I
a
guess
lot
we'll-
to stuff into.
we'll have to figure it out.
Into
I mean, it should be.
there's a lot of
about-
stuff going on to stuff in a short movie. But anyway, so I'm pulling up the trailer.
And it looks like from the trailer, Doctor Strange is at the beginning of the movie. Rather than at the
I
back end.
imagine so.
Because it'll pick up where Doctor Strange ended.
Again, there's a lot of humor in it. A lot of the banter between him and
Banner.
Banner. It's funny. Like they poke fun at each other about how
Who's
Thor thinks
stronger.
he's stronger, and everything is about Hulk being the strongest. The other thing that we thought was kind of funny was they show a scene from the Jimmy Kimmel show where Thor is talking to Korg, and Korg's voice is like very high pitched.
What's the director?
Is it?
Yes.
Why'd they give him a voice like that?
That's his voice.
But why?
That's his voice. That's
I
the
understand-
director's actual voice.
I understand that.
He wanted to be in the movie.
I think
But for that character, it
They-
just seems kind of funny.
I believe they talk about it and they say that it's kind of like a joke or something like that because it's this big strong guy with this soft voice.
Right.
So a lot of people don't expect that voice.
Right.
So that's how he talks.
It shows here it's 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, I mean, but that's a good length of a movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, I mean, like, you know, I didn't mind the fact that the Thor movies were a little darker. I mean, yeah, they had spots of humor, but this seems like it's almost all humor, at least from the trailers.
Apparently
Anyway.
they wanted to have Chris Hemsworth be a little more loose with the role or whatnot.
I mean,
But
I
also-
guess.
but-
I
but-
heard-
But
but
think
here's
about
the-
all
I
the
read
scenes
school-
where he's with his crew in Asgard or fighting off whatever. He's
What-
funny with them.
What I read
I
about
wouldn't
it,
say he
is
was
true.
funny. I would
he
say
was.
he's more like, you know, he was more like a guy's guy. He was just kind of joking around and doing like
You
he,
want-
Exactly,
you know,
he's
he
funnier.
he fought, he drank, and you know whatever. That was his
So,
thing.
I
But-
read about the whole thing of why they make it funny. This new integration of Thor, and they were saying that they wanted to keep. The first thing is that they wanted to keep some of the characters to come back, like some of the actors to come back to do more movies.
They wanted to
role.
keep the role fresh.
Yes, they wanted to keep coming and things like that. So for them to make another serious movie or more like a different tone than what it is, the final
Right.
product, they a lot of them don't like it because it's very repetitive and it's
Right.
kind of boring for them. So in this movie, they give him this free, open, feel of like do whatever. And some of the jokes that they have, they were not scripted. Some of these people just came out with it.
Right.
Yeah,
So
apparently
So
a lot
they
of-
gave him a little bit more artistic freedom. With
Yeah,
it.
so that's why this movie for them it was a lot of fun to do.
But
So
you
they
know,
changed the
it was-
chemistry a little
and-
bit.
and
It was
you know,
more
and-
freelance than anything.
and I get it. I understand. I think those are all valid points. But my other issue with it is that it's Ragnarok. It's the end of the world. You know what I mean? So it just feels a little out of place.
The end of what world?
The end of everything. It's supposed to be the end of everything. That's where all the Asgardian gods and everybody dies. That's what Ragnarok is.
Because most of the movie it doesn't look like he's even in Asgard.
But that's what. But again,
Good.
you know, I don't know where it's gonna go. That's the whole point. Is that Ragnarok
She
is
takes
supposed to be the end of
Hela
everything.
takes over,
She takes over.
Right.
and she throws him out of it.
So anyway.
I'm just glad that it ended up being longer than it was rumored
Yeah.
to be.
Well, I mean, regardless.
Because
I
you
mean,
gotta squeeze so much in there.
again, I'm excited for the movie. I think it looks fun. I think I like the characters. I think they've done a good job with them. And so far,
one of
you
the
know.
latest thing that I read is I forgot who is the main producer over there in Marvel that they're thinking about
Kevin Feige?
I think so. I think
Yeah, probably Kevin Feige.
they're saying that they might go for a female Thor. And
Oh,
that's
like as in the comics.
as in the comics. That's how they.
Well,
use
you
in
know
the comics
who
right
the
now.
female Thor
Yes,
is.
I know who.
It's Jane Foster.
Jane Foster.
So that means they would have to bring Natalie Portman back.
I'm down.
Or they pick another
works for me.
character probably.
Maybe.
Maybe you don't know.
But no, I
Because
mean,
a lot of people don't know Jane Foster is the new Thor.
Now they do.
yeah. Well, now they do.
Now that they're listening to
yeah,
Nerdos.
hey,
Exactly.
the millions
They're
and millions of
listening to
people that are
Nerdos,
listening
we
to
just
us,
gave it away.
they know.
But in the last
Sorry,
comic
spoil the whole world.
the last
Spoiler
comic
alert.
book, the last comic book that Marvel just threw out, the Death of Thor. I think they're gonna kill her. So
Yeah.
so we don't know.
But
Is
Well, I
she
guess
cured
there
of
goes
the
that.
cancer?
No, what happens is that every time she is Thor, she is cured, normal. But every time she
So
comes
maybe
back
that's
to
what kills
normal,
her.
it starts to
it
attack her
starts
again.
attacking her again, and she goes to chemo. So, but the cancer starts again, so it doesn't matter because it keeps coming back.
So maybe that's
It's
what
like a
kills her.
hamster on a wheel.
the last thing I wanted to say is that, at least as far as stories concerned, anyway, is that as of what I last read was that it was 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, I
So
caught
it's
that.
gotten like
I
all
caught
positive
like
reviews so
98,
far.
99, yeah, I guess. 100.
So I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, I hope hopefully they won't overhype it for me.
I don't think
you
it'll.
know.
I don't think it'll be this.
But I think it looks awesome. I think the Executioner Scourge looks freaking cool.
Yeah.
Again, Hela looks hella cool.
Hello, cool.
Who's the girl supposed to be?
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
She's supposed to be Valkyrie.
Her.
Tom Hiddleston, you know, as Loki again. You know, I'm sure he's gonna kill that part too. He's been
He's so
awesome as
good,
Loki.
man.
Yeah, he's always
That
been so good.
character fits
And you
it
know,
so well.
and the action looks great. You know, again, not that I dislike the humor. I just find that the tone is maybe a little bit different than what I would have expected. But I think it looks cool. I think it'll be a good movie. All right, next one. I guess let's talk about The Punisher.
Yeah, we'll stick with what's coming right up.
We'll go with what's going on now in November. So actually, I'll let you guys talk first, and I'll say what I want to
Well,
say.
I from what I've seen from The Punisher, I haven't seen exactly like I haven't put full attention into the trailer itself, whether it was the teasers or the one that we actually are watching right now or we saw earlier.
Yeah, this is the trailer that we saw earlier.
Because again, like, fuck, dude. I know this is part of our shit, but I don't like watching these fucking trailers, man.
Because you don't like us to give away anything.
Right.
to you.
I just feel like yeah, I feel like it's gonna ruin it for me at some point or something.
Get
Maybe
used to
not
it.
completely, but eat a dick. But it's just when you put out 3, 4, 5 trailers, which they did for Batman versus Superman.
It gave away the
I've
whole story.
I've talked about this before.
I think
Yeah, give away the
Batman
whole
versus
story. It was
Superman
just-
fucked it up for
Yeah, they
everybody.
did. They really did.
So when I see some of these trailers, I honestly try to avoid them.
But
But
you know-
I'll watch 1 or 2.
But here's the thing: is like, for instance, with the Punisher. I mean, unless you really know a lot about the character, I don't think the trailer gives a whole lot away
Granted.
necessarily.
Granted.
And if you don't know who's casted as who either,
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters much. What I like about it is that it does delve a little bit more into his backstory.
Right.
Like, you know, obviously, you know, watching
This
Daredevil
will be
season.
more of a prequel to Daredevil. more
Right,
than-
where like Daredevil season 2, obviously they talked about, you know, his family having been killed and why, you know, and so, you know, the gangs and all
Yeah,
that
so in
stuff.
this one, they explain it a little better.
Right,
you
so I
know,
think this will
like-
get more into it.
Yes.
One word, Metallica.
In the
I
comic
fucking-
book, in the comic
It was
books,
fucking awesome.
does Punisher primarily stay in New York?
I don't
Yes.
know.
Yes, I don't think.
You don't think he?
Well,
I thought he like traveled around. I didn't know he stayed in one place.
I think at the beginning he only stayed in New York, like the first.
Yeah,
Like
because
now.
because if he's like a wanted man,
There's
but
more different ones
he's always
outside
in
if
New
you want
York.
something
It's like
different.
it's kind of weird. That to me is a little weird.
Yeah,
That
but-
nobody's found him yet. He's like hiding in plain sight.
He's really good.
Amber
And it's tough.
Well, don't they think he's dead at the end of Daredevil, if I remember correctly, or no?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that if they start finding more dead bodies around, it's
Well,
and it's his
It's
MO.
if it's his MO, but dude, yeah, I mean the trailer is pretty intense. I mean, obviously there's a lot of action, a lot of things getting blowed up.
And I like it
And a lot
at
of
the
people
end of
getting
it.
killed.
He appears with a
Yeah,
skull in his chest.
but if you remember,
On
I
the
mean,
vest.
they did show him like that at the end of Daredevil
Question.
season 2.
Is it gonna be better than Daredevil?
He's a very hardcore dude, man.
I
I
hope
like
Is
it
this
I like
show gonna be better than
I
Daredevil?
hope
like
it
John
does.
Bernthal.
I hope so.
Daredevil's
it'll be
really
tough
good.
to challenge.
Every time
I
there's been
really
good.
hope
It'll be tough to
they step it up in Netflix and do better job than they did in Daredevil, because Daredevil is a really good show, and I hope this one does much better, because
You don't know who
the
Defender
Punisher
is.
character is a very dark character.
Yeah.
And if they actually go for those things, you know, like that.
I don't know,
that
man.
that's
song-
great.
Daredevil
Is that-
got pretty hardcore. I mean,
Yeah.
some of the stuff that
And
they
that's
did
the
in
great thing that
Daredevil
they
was pretty
can,
crazy.
because with Netflix they'll have more flexibility than they do with the actual Marvel movies, because they want to make those more family friendly.
So, I mean, obviously they show the tie-in, you know,
My mic
where
keeps falling off.
where
too heavy.
Karen Page is in it, you know, from Daredevil.
Yeah, I forgot.
So obviously that there's still that tie-in between him and Daredevil.
I haven't seen
Um,
Rosario.
They haven't shown her in that,
She's
but
in
she's
every
been
show.
everything else.
I don't think
Yeah,
I don't
she's
think she will
everything
appear in this one.
I know, but she's
Yeah,
been in all the other
you're right.
ones.
I'd
Yeah.
be surprised if she shows up.
I mean, John Bernthal was awesome. I mean, he's a really intense guy. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I liked him a lot in Daredevil when he was in it.
It fits the part.
Yeah. One thing that I want to bring up, and this is only because I'm really behind on these. I might have finished watching Daredevil like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm super behind.
So you
But-
haven't seen the Defenders?
I haven't seen the Defenders, no. But anyway, I just want to bring up that one scene where Matt Murdock goes to see Wilson Fisk in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great scene, where he's like, Do you guys even remember that? Do you remember that?
Well, if you tell us, go ahead.
Well, he basically goes to see him to tell him
To
that
tell him to
you
stop.
know to tell him to stop basically.
And all the
to-
people attack
and then
Daredevil.
and then Matt Murdock brings up Wilson Fisk's his wife or his fiance? I can't remember.
His fiance.
And he fucking
his-
goes
his wife.
crazy and like starts slamming him on the table,
Yes,
and
I do remember that.
that scene was amazing. But anyway, a
That guy
little,
played
little
a great.
yeah.
what's his face?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
Yes.
where he plays.
He's
that
fucking
role is
awesome.
great.
He is so good in that part.
Yeah, very good.
So anyway, a little side note on that one, but that was pretty fucking awesome.
Punisher should be
Which-
great.
So anyway,
I can't wait to watch.
okay. So
read.
next one.
Still in November.
November.
Yeah.
We were done in November.
Justice League.
Justice League. We're gonna talk about Justice League. I know we're talking about Justice League.
It is November.
I
Right?
can bring it up.
Or
I
are we
guess.
only sticking tomorrow? We
No,
can't
no,
handle
it's
Justice
good.
League.
No, it's just
Because-
these are the we had already talked about the Justice League trailer. I think
There's a
in a
bit.
different
Not
episode.
this latest one. Not that I watched the latest one, the one where they peek Superman's flashback.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't talked
so
about
let me
that
pull
one.
that one.
No,
up.
I'm not watching that shit.
You're not watching that? Come on, dude. You gotta get used to this. You gotta talk about this shit.
Why is
You gotta
Justin Bieber
speculate.
in your
You guys can talk about it.
search?
Because if I go JUSTI, it
guys
comes
talk
up
about
as that. Dick.
Dick.
Fucking asshole. Anyway,
For
Yeah,
people
just-
that are only listening to us, we're watching the trailers in the
yeah,
in
we're
the
bringing them up
iPad.
as we go.
Yes,
So
so-
just to bring up some points
Oh, so I
about it.
see. It's at the
Yeah.
beginning.
So they kind of show a little flashback of Clark proposing to Lois.
Did that happen?
Which I think no,
that's not a flashback of him proposing because he dies before he.
I believe it's a dream.
So is it her dreaming it?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
well,
I believe
whatever.
it's a dream.
The point is they show Clark in
It's-
it, and she's got but she has the ring,
It's
and
definitely
she
not
has
him
she
alive.
also but look, she has the ring there, so she
But
had.
that's the clip from the previous movie where she
But then,
drops the dirt.
but then it has to be a flashback because he has already given her the ring.
Remember, she gets the ring in the envelope in Batman vs Superman.
I don't remember.
Yes, she gets the ring in the envelope that Martha Kent brings him. Brings
Fuck,
her.
I forgot.
So
The thing, I've only seen the fucking movie like once. Eat me.
Because nobody wants to see it
I know
again.
nobody wants to see it a second time. I started to watch it a
I've
second
seen
time
it
and I
3
stopped.
times. I've seen it 3 times. I don't know why I've seen it 3 times.
You've seen it 3 times?
I may have seen it more than that because on HBO they sometimes they replay.
Yeah,
it
they
over and over.
replay. Yeah.
Right.
And for some reason,
If it happens to be on.
every time I didn't have anything else to watch, I'd just be like, Batman vs Superman. Why am I watching this? Oh my god.
Well, anyway.
I only watched it because of Wonder Woman.
So
'cause of Gal.
so
It's
okay,
'cause Gal.
so they obviously they bring up the whole thing about Superman being dead and the world without hope and blah blah blah, and you see the parademons flying
They
around.
still don't show Superman though, right?
No, well,
Have you seen the new image of Aquaman? With the
Aquaman?
armor that he has?
I haven't seen
when,
it.
when he's
Oh.
walking with Mara in the ocean.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks dope.
I haven't seen.
He
that.
has like a different armor
still.
on
Oh,
it.
really?
It's a
It's
still
like
pic.
looks so
It does look
badass. My goodness.
I mean, what I
can't
like.
wait. I
See,
can't wait to watch
and
Aquaman.
see this on the other hand, in contrast to Thor, I like the tone better because it was so dark before, and now they're livening it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
I
Whereas
get
Thor, I felt like
Well,
it should have been a little
You
less.
know why too? Because they gotta have them all kind of.
Yeah, and they're
pick at
Thor's
each
gonna end
other
up
and-
connecting to the
and
Guardians, and the
Right.
Guardians are way funny.
Right.
Every time that they put the groups together, they gotta have that humor effect.
Yeah, they gotta have
should
the
be the
banter.
connection.
Okay,
That
so
way they tease
so
off
now
each other.
was that Superman?
No, dude, that's a hologram that he's looking out of, or maybe just a suit. That one was in the last preview too, or in the last trailer.
Okay, so there's a little scene where
Yeah, that's yeah.
where
Bruce
Bruce Wayne is looking at an image of.
They
I
showed
guess
that in the
maybe-
last trailer.
So it's just a hologram.
It's either just
Yeah,
a
it's
hologram of it, or it's a
You
costume,
see that
or
he's
it's the
looking through it.
or it's the suit and nothing else.
Okay, well, I thought maybe it was like a reflection in a
It
window
looks
or
very
something.
clear.
So I think that people were saying is that the rivalry comes back again. Punisher and Justice League coming out at the same.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I saw that
but-
where
yes.
Superman says that he's. Yeah, I saw you said that earlier.
Yes, yes.
Hey,
That Superman says what?
that Punisher's part of the Justice League.
Yep.
Oh,
Is it?
I mean, the crossovers, I get them. They're cool to consider, but the fact that they're
but it's a
everything meshes
ballsy
so
move
well.
from Netflix to throw it at the same time the Justice League is coming out.
Nah, I think it's just coincidence.
It's not
meshes
coincidence
so well,
because
dude.
they actually the Punisher was supposed to come out 2 weeks ago or something like
Was
that.
it? Did
Or
they
3
push
weeks.
it back?
They pushed it back because of the shooting in Las Vegas.
Oh,
So
that's
they didn't
right.
want to.
That's right.
They didn't want to
I did
clash
read
with
ab- I
these
did read
things,
about
so
that, that's right.
they push it back. So they're throwing it at the same weekend that the Justice League is coming out. So we're
That's
gonna
right.
have a lot to watch, guys.
Yeah, we
gotta
gotta
catch
catch up on all this
Just
shit.
prepare yourself.
We have to watch Thor the opening weekend
I'm
Hell
down.
yeah, we
and,
have
and
to.
review it like right away.
When is that?
Have to.
That
2
is the
weeks from
third. 2 weeks from now.
2 weekends from now, yeah.
So we have to
The third.
we have to either watch it the Friday or the Saturday and then talk about it like the same weekend.
Next weekend I'm going to Halloween Harney.
Okay, well that's next weekend.
That's next
It's
week.
gotta be the weekend
That's
after
Halloween weekend.
All right.
You're out. You're out because
Fuck,
we're
are you
gonna
going
do
to Horror
a
Nights?
Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween
Have you been
special.
before?
Yeah.
Side,
I haven't-
side,
I haven't
note,
been
side
yet.
note.
Been there
What
for
are you
like the
guys
last 4 years.
dressing up as for Halloween?
Well, you know, funny enough that
I had no clue.
funny enough that when you brought it up, I was talking to Alonso. We need to do a Halloween episode.
Halloween specials for you
I'm
guys. We're gonna dress up. If you guys are
I already know what I'm wearing.
only listen.
You already know what
Bunny ears.
you're gonna wear your goddamn
I bought
horse.
I bought the
freaking head.
inflatable T-Rex outfit.
Did you really?
I want to buy that
That's
one too.
hilarious.
And it has a cape.
What?
It comes with a cape.
That's fucking awesome.
I wanna get that one too.
It's
That's
hilarious.
How much was it?
The one I got was $80.
Oh Jesus.
All right,
The
next
one that my boy
What were
Mike
you
got.
supposed to be the Justice League or something? And Ray was supposed to be
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
You're supposed to be Wonder Woman.
Fuck.
That's right, because he doesn't like the thin Wonder Woman. You can't be the Wonder Woman. You have to be the buff Wonder Woman. Exactly.
All right. What's the next one?
And so,
Okay,
on to
so
the
date
next.
wise, next one, Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
All right. So, yes. Star Wars,
So-
like, yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, I think like any Star Wars trailer, I think it looks awesome. You know, I mean, it looks cool. Those freaking huge AT-AT walkers at the beginning of the trailer. Did
The
you see
new
guys-
ones? Yes.
Yeah, the new ones are like gigantic. I think they're like twice the size of the regular AT-ATs.
Probably even bigger than
Look at that. Look how freaking big they are. Anyway, so they look freaking cool.
Yeah, nothing's tripping those.
Yeah. Freaking little flyer with a
they
little
finally
tripwire.
figure it out. It's like, all right, we need to change
so-
the
so the
design.
big
that
thing
of
is-
this thing.
So the big
To
thing is
redesign his
both.
legs.
So both Luke and Supreme Commander Snoke talk about how I guess they're referring to Kylo Ren and how he has that raw power, like that, just like.
I don't think they're referring to.
You don't think they're referring to Kylo Ren? So you think they're referring to Rey, maybe?
Yes.
So you think
No,
that?
because he says I've seen it before.
Well,
Oh,
Luke
Luke
says
is-
that.
Luke says it. So
says
he's
Snoke-
talking about Kylo Ren.
Yeah, but Snoke says the same thing earlier in the trailer.
Luke probably is talking about her.
Well, Luke is
Wouldn't
referring.
Snoke be talking about Darth Vader?
I don't know. But Luke says that when he sees Rey referring to Kylo Ren, because what happened with Luke is that he was training Kylo Ren or Ben Skywalker, no Ben Solo,
Ben Solo.
Ben Solo at the time, and then he flipped and whatever, he destroyed everybody. So that's why Luke says that he should have been more afraid of it at the time. Now he is. So is Snoke still referring to Ben Solo, or is he referring to Rey, or what's the deal?
I think Snoke is referring to Rey.
So what was the thing you were gonna say about where the ship landed, Mo?
Bro. That's right at the beginning of the trailer, right?
Yeah,
much.
where she's, yeah,
At
pretty
the end
much.
of the
So,
movie.
I'm
Well,
sure
at the end of episode 7, though.
I'm sure plenty of people, when they were watching the movie, saw this dumb bitch freaking land on the freaking bottom of that island and was like, why would she get dropped off at the bottom of the island? Why wouldn't that ship just drop her off at the top and just make it easy for her to find Luke Skywalker? What's the point of
She
her
should have flown around
being
and
dropped
hovered
at
and
the
looked
dock?
for him.
It's because the dock was there. The specific landing spot had to be down all the way there, and she had to climb up the stone steps to find Luke Skywalker and then be like, "Here's your lightsaber," instead of just getting dropped off at the
Party
top.
foul. Sorry, I
Terrible.
yawned.
That deserves a shot.
That should deserve a shot. Anyway, so then this one scene where Kylo Ren is in his TIE fighter, freaking smoking guys, and then you see General Leia, and then him pushing the button. So, again, I don't know if they'll give away much in the trailer necessarily, but does that mean that he kills her, or are they just teasing us with the possibility that he might be the one to kill her?
It wouldn't surprise me since he killed Han Solo.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at him, he does seem very conflicted when he gets that thumb over the trigger.
But that
he's got
could be
that
two
face.
shots.
He's got that
He
face.
swallows.
Yeah, he's got that face like
Swallows like
He's still gonna do it.
It could be two different shots, man.
it could be.
Yeah.
And then we'll get
Just
to that
like
at
at
the
the
very end
end.
of the trailer too, just like at the end.
of the
Exactly, just like at the end. So then that's a question: does he really kill her, or is it just the
What is this little creature thing that comes out with Chewbacca?
I
What is
don't know,
that
man.
thing?
Everybody's going crazy about
Like,
him.
of course.
It's
Of
look
course
like,
they are.
It's like a guinea pig with a big
And then,
eyes.
and then the fight finally, you get to
yes.
see Captain Phasma in action.
Oh heck
she got out of the toilet bowl.
Yeah,
I heard that that's
Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Brienne of Tarth.
When little Chris.
Brienne of Tarth.
Brienne.
She plays Brienne of Tarth. But anyway, so she's in the suit.
I have
So
to tell you guys something before
What?
because you just skipped over the Leia thing. When that last movie came out, the
Episode
prequel,
7?
No,
Rogue One.
Rogue One. When Rogue One came out, most of the people saw
Rogue
it
One is awesome.
Rogue One
I
was
gotta
great.
see-
before
I gotta see it
Carrie
again.
Fisher died.
Right.
Right? Most of the people saw it when that happened, and everybody at that moment cheered, like, yay, like, oh my god, she's there, and it's continuing the movie. I saw that movie after she died.
Okay.
Really?
So for me, that scene wasn't what it was for everybody else. I saw that movie, I was like, sad, like
But
it
it
hurt
wasn't.
me.
It wasn't meant to be. I don't think it was meant to be a
It- it
continuation.
was-
But I'm
It's
saying
not
the
even really
emotion.
her,
Like
it's
everybody
just
seeing
complete
the movie
CGI.
sees her.
yeah, that was all CGI.
Everybody sees her, and it's like, yay! I saw her, and it's like, I think seeing her die in this movie is gonna give people the same feeling, like, like.
I'm not sure why you're getting that though.
I don't know,
I don't
yeah.
get that.
What do you mean?
I don't understand your feeling on that.
You don't think that a lot of people are gonna like see her on screen and then she's gonna get killed in screen and
She's-
just feel a little like
Well, maybe you'll feel.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe you'll
That's
feel.
what I'm saying.
I guess bad about the fact that she's
I
no
think-
longer with us.
yeah, that's what I mean.
But
I think once even she comes on screen,
Yeah.
Yes,
people already feel it.
I have a-
Obviously, if the character dies in the movie, that's completely different.
I have a
don't-
feeling it's
But
going to
that's
be
the
one of
finale.
those.
I don't-
like that's like we still have her, like the fans of the series still have something to look forward to right now with her. But once she dies, that's the finality. Like that's it.
That'll be the last time that you see
That we'll
Carrie
ever
Fisher, that you see
her
Princess
and
Leia.
and that's gonna hit.
Okay, I mean, okay.
Now I know what you're saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
now I
I
know.
understand
Now,
what
now
you
I know
mean.
what you mean because
So
again, here's
Here's
to
the
you.
to
princess.
Carrie Fisher.
To Carrie Fisher.
Okay, to Carrie Fisher.
Cheers.
Why am I
Holy
hesitating?
shit!
Because you probably
do it,
don't want it. So Jose and Guillermo they just took another shot.
Yeah. Well, we're cheering to Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher. Sorry, General Leia nowadays.
Dude, how do you like that stuff? Oh,
What is it?
It's not any worse than vodka.
vodka's the best.
So
Vodka is
again-
Did you ever drink that bottle that I bought you from Thailand?
I still have it. I've been drinking it
Oh.
very slowly.
even though obviously you see him there, I'm curious as to how Finn comes out of his coma.
Well, I'm sure we'll learn about it. Now here it
obviously.
looks
Through the
like
machine.
so in this particular
The
scene.
machine
advancements.
helps him out.
Yeah. So in this particular scene, it looks like
machine
Rey's being tortured
is-
in some way.
Darth Vader came back to life.
She looks like she's being tortured by Snoke.
Maybe I
They
suppose.
had some miracle like
All right. so
technology
now-
back in the past.
technology.
And then now,
So now, then the last scene at the end, she says, "I need somebody to show me my place in all this."
she's not talking to what's his face, Kylo Ren. She's not. That's that.
Yeah, it's a big tease, I
Those are
guess.
those are two different scenes.
You think
Completely, yes. I'm
Is that
I'm
maybe
calling them
maybe
out.
she's maybe
I'm calling them out.
okay? So maybe she's like, at a campfire with Luke,
Yeah.
sitting down, and
Yeah.
she says that,
Yeah.
and then Kylo Ren is just kind of, that's a different scene where he's
Yeah.
reaching for somebody, maybe. you
She's
know?
talking to that pork bunny thing. She's like, I need someone to teach me. He's like,
Man, you did a good impression of him. You kind of look like him a little bit too.
I try.
It kind of looks like a
You call
gerbil.
me
And
the
a,
chameleon.
it kind of looks like a gerbil and a
So
bunny. put
okay,
together.
so then Mo's calling Lucasfilm out and saying shenanigans on that one.
Oh yeah, that
It
last
has to
scene.
be.
Yeah, those are two different clips. And then the one thing that you sent us the other day in the group text.
Oh
about
yeah,
the
I meant to
posters.
bring up the posters.
So the posters thing, that it talks
so,
about how
well,
the
give the
villain is in the background.
yeah,
or
give the
whatnot.
context of the posters though. So
Again, like you were saying,
I had sent
or
the
like you
picture.
showed.
I had sent the picture to our group about
Of all the posters.
all the posters of all the Star Wars movies and how the villain is in the background, and then the last poster for The Last Jedi, Luke is in the background. What does that mean? Is that just a tease again?
Honestly, to
or-
me, it would not shock me if he turns to the dark side.
You think
and
so?
It wouldn't shock me.
Or he
I-
wants to end both sides.
I
He
just,
wants
you
to
know
end-
what though? I mean, the only
He wants
issue
to end
that
the Jedi line,
He wants to end Jedi's.
okay,
or
but
he
does that,
wants to end the Force.
but does that make him
He's
a
so
villain?
powerful.
But does that make him a villain?
No.
You know what I
it
mean?
doesn't make him a good guy.
But it doesn't necessarily make him a villain, does it?
That's why I just said it
It
doesn't make
could,
him a
yeah.
good guy.
No, but there's a difference between being a good guy and a bad guy and being a neutral.
He's not.
No, it's like saying
Why
that
not?
here we go with the AI.
Maybe he truly wants balance in the Force.
Maybe he doesn't want the Force to exist. Period.
I don't
So
think it's
he
that.
wants to destroy-
I don't
It's
think
like
it's
with those
that.
AI movies. It's like the computer's actually trying to save humanity by
Oh,
killing
this
all
is
of
leading
humanity.
perfectly into Blade Runner.
I don't know. I just feel like it would suck to have had Luke have been like
Yeah,
the ray of hope in episodes 4 through 6, and then take a turn to like fuck, he's really a bad guy again.
Yeah, I don't think,
they would
the
go
bad
that
guy.
route.
I think if he's the bad guy, I think I'm gonna be
I
like,
think
what
he's
the
the bad
fuck?
guy.
I would be disappointed in
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it.
That twist
whole
is not a
twist.
good twist.
I think that would
That's not a
suck.
good twist because he's
I
never
bet
show.
you-
He has
I bet
never
you
shown.
He's the main thing is that he turned away from the dark side at that point.
I bet you Luke
What are we on time?
kills Princess Leia.
46.
Most people who have been drawn to the dark side end up going to the dark side. He was the only one that kind of like, no, I'm never gonna do that.
Right.
And now
So
he's getting
I don't
suckered
want
in.
like they should just leave his willpower that strong and never.
And now he's getting suckered in, man.
No, I don't want that.
Lucas is gonna be the one to kill him.
it would suck if he turned to the darks, or if he turned out to be a villain.
Nobody heard you,
We
Jose.
can't- yeah, nobody can hear you. You're
Sorry.
too far away.
I had to get some pizza, man.
Pizza.
I think it would suck, but I've already said that. So anyway,
Let's go for it now.
Luke is
So let's
gonna
move
take
on.
out Princess Leia. I'm telling you, man.
that would be too much.
Done.
All right.
All right, next thing. So, next trailer, the Black Panther.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right, now I know nothing
I'm sorry, I
about.
ruined your Black Panther party.
I know nothing about this character, so you guys can go.
Okay, so
I'll give my takes on what I think.
since I just watched this trailer now for the first time,
You haven't watched it? You hadn't seen
this
it?
is the first time I see this
Okay.
new trailer of Black Panther, and I'm gonna now have to go back to what everybody's argument is about some of these Marvel movies where you hate the fact that the villain has the same
Power
ability.
As the other
And,
guy.
Yeah.
and I was bringing up the
Like
same.
Ant-Man.
I
And
was bringing
so,
up the same
so
thing.
as soon as I saw the Jaguar dude, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Again?"
It's
with
Black
this
Panther
shit."
against the Black Panther.
I thought that
Ant-Man versus Ant-Man.
Killmonger and then the other big dude that looks like a freaking like he's wearing a gorilla outfit.
I want to
The
say
big black dude.
Yeah, I want to say God. What did
I
they
can't
call
remember
him?
his name.
The Man Ape, I think it's called.
Ape Man.
Is it Ape? No, I think it's Man Ape.
Man Ape, whatever. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Don't bang on them.
Sorry.
So what about him?
From the first preview to this one, trailer or whatnot. The whole thing with the same technology, the same type of villain.
Yeah, I mean, you have.
I
that
was
with-
expecting I honestly was expecting
Doctor
a bigger
Strange.
dude and just a different type of outfit.
So you had that
a
with
different
like
type of-
Iron Man fighting the Ironmonger,
well, both Ironmonger
the
and
Whiplash.
Right.
Whiplash.
That's
You
not
had
his name. What was his name?
yeah Whiplash.
Was Whiplash?
Yeah.
Whiplash was
You had Ant-Man fighting the Yellow Jacket. You had
Doctor Strange.
Strange fighting. Well, Dormammu. I mean, he has to fight something supernatural. So I mean, I don't think that's a big deal necessarily.
Yeah, but no, the other guy.
Everything's a mirror.
Vice Caecilius.
Yeah.
Caecilius.
Yes.
Yeah, but all those. I mean, they have to be supernatural. That you really have no way around it.
I mean, he could have fought a bunch of demons and stuff.
But the fact of the matter is that you have that issue where they end up fighting basically mirror images of themselves.
Yeah.
Same thing. Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Captain.
If you really think about it.
Or Captain America fighting the Red Skull. The Red Skull was a super soldier also.
Super soldier serum, yeah.
So they all end up fighting some kind of mirror image of themselves. So in this case, you see T'Challa, the Black Panther, fighting Killmonger as the Golden Jaguar.
The only one that's completely different is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I guess. Well, Thor.
No, Thor and Loki. I mean,
Yeah, Thor and
obviously
Loki they're completely different.
No. I mean,
even Hulk.
It's
Hulk
in a mirror
fought-
image there too.
Hulk fought that
But
other
they're
guy.
but they're
Hulk
almost
with Abomination.
but they're different characters in that Thor is a warrior and he's strong. He likes to fight. Loki is more of a cunning person. He likes to be more. He's more conniving, and more of a trickster.
And that's why, in a sense,
That's
Thor
what's
movies,
different about them.
Right. That's what stands. That's what makes the Thor movie stand out a little more.
You know
over
what?
the other ones.
So and you gotta watch this. There's a video on YouTube and I forget who did it, but there's a guy that does a video essay on why Thor is the best Marvel movie.
Really?
Yeah, you got
The very first
watch it.
Thor?
The very first
That's
Thor.
funny.
He's like, out of all the Marvel movies, Thor is the best movie, the best Marvel movie,
And he
goes
got,
through his
the
reasons
whole
why.
outline.
And I was
First one?
like, yeah, the very first one.
I can
And he's
see
like, that makes sense. So, but anyway,
everybody has their own take, man.
but he brings up about a lot of good points, and a lot of it has to do with character development,
Right.
and also the difference
Dude.
in the antagonists.
The best villain is Loki. And I think he's the best in all.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that I saw too,
Just the way Hiddleston plays him.
on
He's
why
such
Loki,
a good actor, man. Like the way that he portrays the character
Yeah.
is like
and there was
so
He nailed
perfect
it.
for him.
He
It's
nailed it.
like
He should
there was
win
an
an
Oscar
casting
for
for
that.
him.
He
was-
should win an Oscar for all
Hashtag
the three
Hiddleston.
Thors that he was in.
Hashtag
there was another one too that talks about Loki as well and why he's not really a bad guy. And I wish I had next time I gotta write
Loki,
some of these down.
he's
Yeah.
not always a bad
He's
guy.
not.
He's not.
He's just.
He wants
He's
to prove
looking out for
himself.
himself. He's looking out for himself. He's
Well,
just
but that's the thing is that if I recall, the video talks about that he's not necessarily doing it for himself. He's doing it. God, I forgot what reason it was that they gave. But next time I watch these videos, I'm gonna freaking have to write this shit down. But anyway, so it's just some things that they brought up. But like you said, the issue with them is the villain is too similar to the good guy.
Yeah.
So what I had read about the characters again, because I don't know anything about these guys, is the villain Eric Killmonger, who's played by Michael B. Jordan, apparently
He got another chance. No more Human Torch.
yeah, right. He's in a Marvel movie now too. So he gets his power, and maybe they don't delve into the movie necessarily because you mentioned that they still haven't mentioned this in the movies.
He's gonna have.
Yeah.
He's gonna have stolen it some way somehow. But
Well-
then again, doesn't he team up with Claw right there?
Okay, so here's the thing. In the comics, Killmonger gets his powers from a synthetic version of the heart-shaped herb that T'Challa
T'Challa takes
and
as the
Black Panther
right.
gets to get his powers. The herb can only be taken by somebody of the royal bloodline,
Did you
otherwise
say
it
herb?
poisons you and kills you.
Did you say herb? Go ahead.
The herb, yes.
Herb.
They don't smoke it.
They probably
They probably
drink
just
it.
drink it.
in a tea.
Yeah, something like that.
Magical,
very good.
magical poisonous tea.
Although I guess they probably could smoke it.
You never know.
You never know. But anyway, so he can only, whatever. He gets his powers from a synthetic version of it, and maybe that's why he's got all those scars on him. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like you guys noticed that in the movie, he's got
Yeah.
all those scars.
That's what I think. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, once you
But
brought that
I
up,
could
and I
be.
was
I
like-
could be wrong.
Those are scars.
I did like.
whatever they are.
He has like a pattern of it.
Yeah, he's got
which
like
it could be.
bumps, or maybe they're.
But it could be
Maybe
the,
it's like a
from their
tribal-
tribal
Yeah, like a
things,
tattoo
the
thing,
tattoo tribals probably.
I like what you were saying
it could
earlier
be
about.
scarification.
Yeah.
I like what we were saying earlier about Claw, that he after he chopped
Oh,
off
yeah,
his
that
arm,
they- that they
after Ultron
finally-
chops off his arm, he finally gets the
Yeah, he
the
finally gets his weapon.
or whatever.
His arm, his weapon.
So
on
we
his
see
arm.
that on the trailer. We see that
arm
on the
gun?
trailer. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
So I thought that was definitely cool.
The other thing that we see is that how Wakanda is the biggest technology that it is, and how
Correct.
how how hitting it has that technology to be hitting outside the world. That's why people doesn't know where it is. So you see the plane coming in, and you see this force field come out, and you see Wakanda appears out of it.
I was just about to bring that up because, again, just like Jose said, we don't know so much about this character.
Yes.
And the way that they're portraying him in the film with the advanced technology, like I wasn't expecting all this freaking craziness, especially when it's supposed to be an African nation.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be so advanced.
To explain a little bit, Wakanda is the most powerful nation. It has the best technology all around. In the Marvel universe, it has the best technology and it's the richest country.
What do you mean? It's not on the map?
You know, it's funny though, because that's like one of the few like fictional locations in the Marvel universe, because most Marvel superheroes are based on real world locations.
Right.
Yeah. And Atlantis.
Right.
And all those.
Yeah. Versus the DC universe, where all the locations are fictional. You know, so it's
Asgard.
You know, Wakanda is like the one African nation that is, I guess, far above and beyond most other nations in the world, and they're technologically way more advanced and blah blah blah. But nobody knows it. Everybody thinks it's a third world country. So it's
in this one,
it's a front.
They had to throw in that surprise.
Yeah, it's a front. So in that scene that you see the plane coming in, you see that it's technology that hits everything from outside the world.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, I mean,
I'm really excited to watch it because it's something different.
Yeah,
they're gonna bring something different to the table than the normal character that we see, and Marvel is doing such a great thing about bringing different characters.
Well, and characters that you wouldn't expect to be brought to the big screen.
Yes, not so popular because Black Panther is not a popular character, and now you're gonna see that.
It's not one of the top.
It's not one of the top.
But the cool thing about it is that it finally brings some diversity to,
of course,
that's Hollywood.
Yes.
At the end of the day,
you know, so
man, I'm kind of curious what kind of reaction it's gonna get, because especially what we're living through right now.
I think he looks freaking cool. I think it looks awesome.
That movie looks incredible. I want to see. I'm curious to see what kind of crowds we run into when we go to see it.
Right.
Depends where you live.
Granted, depends where you live. Yes.
But either way, though, I mean, and you know, maybe it's just me, but I think it looks like just like a cool movie to watch. You know, it looks like a fun movie to see.
Yes.
So you know, besides
I think Marvel does great on that sense. Marvel does great on doing this new innovative movies like Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody expect that, and it was a blockbuster movie. You know, it's like I think Marvel.
I remember one time with Guardians, right before the first one came out. I'm sitting at my boy Mike Freeman's place, and we're all watching football, and they see this trailer come on, and I remember one of them. I don't know if it was Mike himself or somebody was just like, "Oh, Marvel's killing it or not killing it, but like good ways. Like, oh, Marvel's going down with this. That's it. They're done." And I was like, "Are you serious?"
Right.
I'm like, "This movie looks incredible."
Right.
And it was freaking incredible.
Right.
So I've never forgotten that particular moment, because
I think I remember you even mentioning it too.
Yeah, I think I have. So one of these guys, one of my best friends, was just kind of like, "Oh, this movie looks like shit, and Marvel's gonna go down the tube after this."
Like they're not gonna get my movie with this one, or my money with this one.
This is gonna be one of the best movies when it comes out, and end up being one of the best movies.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm mostly curious, and just like at the end of any Marvel movie, is how everything is gonna tie together. How everything's gonna tie together. And I read something where the end of Thor is gonna be the jump start to Infinity War.
Yes.
But because Black Panther comes out before Infinity War, I want to see how that ties in.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna tie into it some way.
Because we know that Black Panther and Winter Soldier and all those guys are in Infinity War. Obviously. Right. So yeah, I'm kind of curious.
I think it'll be. I think it looks cool.
They all look cool.
All right, last one.
What's the last one?
The New Mutants trailer.
Okay.
So
no. We still have one more thing to go.
What's
that's just
well, we've got a couple more things to maybe.
The conversation between me and you're talking about the trailers. This is the last trailer.
This is the last trailer that we're gonna go over. We're just gonna bring a couple of quick things after we're done with this one. But the last trailer was the New Mutants trailer. So it's very different.
It's a series that's gonna come out in what network?
No, this is a movie.
Oh, this is a movie.
This is a movie.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a series. So I was
so if I can just say one thing real quick about it. So this comes out.
yeah, I read about it that they're gonna be in the universe of Deadpool.
Well, it's
I
in
heard
the
something
X
about
it's in the X-Men universe.
Yes.
Remember, Deadpool, like all the mutants are basically owned by Fox.
Yeah.
So this is a Fox movie. So these are all technically on the same universe.
You think
as
we're
the X-Men
gonna
and
get
Deadpool.
some hints that Deadpool appears or something like that?
Is
No,
that
It's not the
mutant?
same tone.
No.
Yeah,
that's why I don't
yeah,
think
he
it'll
is.
happen.
Technically, he is because they experimented on him to bring about his latent mutant gene to
He's a Fox
bring his
guy.
abilities. So even though he was experimented on,
But didn't they use Wolverine's
no,
DNA on him
mm-mm.
ever?
They tortured him basically until his body expressed its
Right.
its mutation.
Oh.
Is that how it's
So-
said in the comics too?
I don't know, man.
I don't know
I
his
haven't
origin
read.
in the
I have.
comic book.
I think
Like
it's
whether
similar.
he's born or whether he's experimented to bring out the.
I don't know
mutation.
because I haven't read his comics.
I mean, I
Don't
guess
remember that much.
But
I would think it might be.
okay, so the New Mutants comes out April 13th of next year.
But there's a difference
It's a long
within
ways away.
Deadpool and Wolverine and Healing Factor.
Right.
Well, Deadpool is even more.
It's supposed to be better than.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
even better
because
than
because
stronger.
if you even cut out the head and burn his complete body,
He's supposed to grow it
he
back.
grows
Well,
it back completely.
I read somewhere that Thor basically like lightnings him to ashes, and he
comes
still
back.
regenerates.
Yeah.
I read somewhere
So-
that I think there's a comic line where Wolverine resurrects himself.
What?
Well,
Wow.
okay, so there was
'Cause
one.
He's supposed to be immortal.
I don't know about that, but
Wolverine. He's
so I
supposed
had-
to be immortal.
I had read
You-
one.
You know how he died?
That's what might have glimpsed at one time.
Okay, so one thing, I want to say it was in the Ultimate Universe where like, the Hulk fights Wolverine, and basically the Hulk.
Eats him.
No, it wasn't that one. Maybe he does. I don't know. But there was
Does he
one where
promise?
he rips him in half, and chucks one half of him like miles away, and then the other, and he basically his one half has to crawl all the way to find his other half, and then he
To
basically
heal?
he regenerates from it. So, but again, Deadpool,
Makes sense. It's Wolverine.
Deadpool can regenerate from just about anything.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
the thing that's interesting
Well,
about
there's been one comic of Wolverine, which is an old comic, but a blood cell turned into Wolverine.
well,
That's a little.
Yeah, that was a little insane.
I don't know.
So what's your thing for New Mutants? What is the thing that stands out to you most?
Okay, so before I
The
bring that
horror.
up, I'm just gonna bring up the who's
theme.
in it and what characters
theme.
were supposed to be in it. So Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones plays Wolfsbane, and
Yeah,
if
I
I
read
remember
that.
correctly, she's like a werewolf, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
She gets to be a wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
werewolf.
you have also
Whatever.
Magic, Sunspot, and Cannonball amongst those characters as well.
That's great.
Cannonball's a flyer.
Cannonball. Yes. I like Cannonball.
And in the comics, he's immortal.
X-Force.
Really?
He is?
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
I forgot what
He's
the.
immortal?
Yeah, they eventually find out that he's something. I forgot what it was called, but he's an immortal being.
That's crazy.
Anyway, so these characters are in it. Now, what's interesting about the trailer, and not knowing that it's an X-Men movie, it looks like a horror movie. So I find that interesting. I find that it's a new.
I think it can draw.
it's
a
a new
crowd.
take on it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
a new
should be able
take
to
on
draw
it.
in a new crowd because it's a completely different spin on what the mutant
Yes.
storylines have been.
Right.
And the X-Men genre, like it lends itself to be like in a horror type of movie. You could
You were saying that earlier.
you-
How
you could see that on them, you know. It's not the same. Like let's see, let's put Fantastic Four in horror style.
No.
You will never see that.
Well,
because
the tone is so different
Yes,
too.
but the X-Men does.
But this is one of those things where, like, you know, they're characters who are potentially experimented on, or tortured, or
correct. So they're going.
they're afraid of their abilities as
They're-
they change.
They're going through that emotional challenge
Right.
with outsiders, unlike
Because
what you're bringing up with Fantastic Four, where they gain the abilities, and it's like, okay, oh my god, this is happening, as opposed to you're a kid.
And as a teenager,
like-
as you're going through puberty,
Right, and
all of a
it's-
sudden you freaking
It's becoming more and more under your control, or more out of your control.
right.
I've always enjoyed that the most about the mutant aspect rather than the altered human aspect, because you don't just gain it, you're born with it and you have to figure it out.
Well, it also catches you by surprise in a way, because you haven't had an accident happen to you that all of a sudden you have these abilities. It's just all of a sudden you're gradually start to grow into these things that start to happen to you, and you don't know why. And it's a latent ability. It's something that just happens to you because of your genetics, not because of anything else.
Right. It wasn't because of no crazy accident
Right.
or anything like that.
So it's cool. I mean, the ambiance of the movie looks very, again, like a horror
The
movie.
approach that they're taking is just
So it's definitely makes me interested in it.
very intriguing.
So
I like
yeah,
it.
It looks cool,
like
man.
it,
I
I
think
like
it'll
it.
be interesting.
When does that come out?
That comes out April 13th.
I was
wow.
wondering when they would finally show.
Is that a
something,
Friday?
Because on Instagram, they show
Good
maybe
question.
on Instagram they always show with all these different pages that put up the latest news. On their caption, they'll put the next, or the timeline of the next movies.
Right.
So then when they would put New Mutants, April, whatnot, the next movie, and it's like, man, I haven't seen anything on this movie.
Right.
How do they know these coming up? But then again, these guys do much more detailed research than we do. So it's like they have all these fucking movies lined up. They have up to 2019 with 3 more Marvel movies to be determined or lined up. And it's like, okay, what are these movies going to be?
Crazy.
But then once you start seeing the titles coming out, it's like, okay, when the heck are we going to hear about it? And
Right.
then once I see this, something like New Mutants, I'm like, man, that shit is actually
What I
pretty
find
good.
is really cool about all these movies is that, I mean, they again, like Alonso said, Marvel is doing such a good job. And I mean, obviously,
They can go anywhere they want.
Well, this is a Fox property, but regardless, I mean, they're all Marvel type movies.
Correct.
And the casts are just ridiculous. The cast of Thor, you've got friggin' Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Mark Ruffalo, Kate Blanchett.
The cast alone.
Who else is it? I mean,
The dude from The Fly.
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah,
Jeff
Jeff
Goldblum.
Goldblum.
There we go. He's such a big
Hopkins.
name, man.
I mean,
Anthony
there's
Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. I mean, there's just so many.
Carl
so many
Urban.
people. Carl Urban.
My man. I love that guy.
Dude. I mean, they're getting so big.
Everybody
and-
wants to be a part of those
Yeah.
movies.
Yes.
So it's amazing how mainstream it's become.
I mean, Glenn Close was in freaking Guardians.
That's right. That's
Right?
right. Glenn Close was in Guardians.
Glenn Close.
So
Good
yeah,
call.
it's pretty cool. But anyway,
Good
so I mean, I
So-
think it looks really cool.
Yes.
New
Thumbs
Mutants
up
looks
for
good.
the
New
New
Mutants trailer.
Mutants.
So really, I
because
mean-
it's interesting.
I think all the trailers that we reviewed today were all interesting. I think
We've
they
gone
all,
through
I
all
think
the
they all look really
superhero
good.
stuff.
So yeah, we kind of got through that. So
Now
okay.
the final review.
All right, so we're done with this. So what did you want to bring up?
The final review
On?
of the night. Blade Runner.
Okay, this is you guys.
Blade Runner.
I haven't watched it. You
I
haven't
haven't
watched
watched
it.
it.
So
Yeah,
you
I
guys,
watched
All
you
right,
guys do
one
your
question
thing.
before we talk.
I've only seen the
You-
first movie.
You saw the first movie?
Did you guys see the animated movie?
No.
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 I think you guys need to see the animated
God.
movie too.
Really? I didn't know there was that.
You messed it up now.
Because the animated movie is between.
Nice. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't
I
know
didn't
Okay,
know
so
that part.
review the movie. No
All right.
spoilers.
Do you
Hang
remember?
on.
Do you remember the
We're gonna
old
review-
movie? The 19...
Yeah.
Yes?
That's what I was just about to say.
Which cut?
First, we need to review the 1982 movie.
No, I'm not gonna review
You got
that.
2
but-
minutes.
Okay,
Oh.
that's fine. So, watch the original.
Director's cut, regular cut, or which cut?
The regular cut. Regular cut.
John just was
John is just like throwing all kinds of
mixing out.
curveballs.
Throwing out the challenges.
They
Well,
are-
because
It puts a lot together. I'm sure
Yes.
it does.
no, but the director's cut makes you think something different than the regular cut.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I
Huh.
read. I read
So-
some couple things about it. So it's
Jose doesn't know anything about it. I'll give my take, and you guys obviously support me on this. So, the whole concept of the movie is that there's an artificial intelligence that is created, and it's becoming so advanced that they have to hunt them down.
Okay.
Some of them are criminals, and the Blade Runner, who's the cop,
Topanging.
sorry, the Blade Runner who's the cop in the
That's
first
Harrison
one, obviously,
Ford.
is Harrison Ford. He does his part of his investigation. He starts by
He's a top / bounty hunter.
Okay.
he starts by talking to the guy who's created them or whatnot, and then he does a test on one of these replicants, is what they're called.
Right.
And
I've heard the terms.
right, and he's trying to determine how advanced she is. Apparently, she doesn't know that she's a replicant, and then he falls in love with her
She
throughout the
thinks
movie.
that she's an actual person.
She thinks she's an actual person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then throughout the movie, he falls in love with her. They fall in love. Da da da. He's still going after all these other replicants. But what I think
But
is
the movie,
hilarious,
the first movie, it leaves you hanging. What happens
exactly
with that?
agreed. What I think is hilarious about the first movie, and again, it's so old that you're gonna have all this obvious cheesiness. What I think was kind of just dumb is at the end when there's a main replicant that's trying to go after him and kill him, and he just like dies. He just expires, which was just.
Let me tell you a little bit.
Don't go
It's
into it so
whack.
much, man. You have to go into so much detail. Just
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
I
It's the
thought we
old
were
one.
I thought we were reviewing.
But that's the old one.
The replicants.
We're reviewing the 1982 one.
I
The
know, but I haven't
replicants-
seen that one either.
The replicants only
Well,
have like a
it's
4-year
okay.
lifespan.
Huh?
The replicants only have like a 4-year lifespan.
Okay.
So
It's the old
they're
one. Who
they're
cares?
banned on Earth. Humans live on other planets now, on
Okay.
the moon and Mars.
Is that what
and
it? Okay, I
whatever.
didn't pick up on that part. Where they're on different
So
areas.
the replicants, the replicants
'Cause
that they're hunting down
Because
escape.
they don't want to come back to the factory
I
because
ended
they
up-
need to terminate them. So they want to keep living in the whatever life they have.
I ended
Yeah,
up
but
watching.
they
the
want to come to Earth.
Yes.
Those 6 replicants want
Yes,
to come
yes.
to Earth.
I ended up watching the first movie in 2 parts, so that's why it's kind of like.
So they steal a ship that's coming to Earth and they kill the people in it,
Okay.
so that the people don't tell that
Well,
there's
where-
replicants on the
where
ship.
is that?
I think they're on the moon.
No. The story that you're talking about.
That's in the
what is
beginning
it?
of the movie.
No,
They tell
The
this
original,
to Harrison
okay.
Ford. They
Okay,
tell
okay.
By the way, the way he narrates in the first movie is horrific.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so bad.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's such an old
It's an
movie.
old movie.
It's
still,
already- yeah.
still, considering how old it's still
Really?
so bad.
So now these replicants are on Earth and he's supposed
So
to find them, right? They're considered murderers now, and they're also illegal on
Okay,
Earth.
well, my thing is, and for the sake of saving time on this,
Don't-
don't get into so much detail.
Yeah, don't.
No, I
don't-
know, but
Is
don't
the
say
movie
those
good
things.
or is the movie not
I
good?
don't-
it's
It's good.
got its thing.
Okay, I'm gonna talk the new movie because the Blade Runner 20. A lot of people doesn't like the new
The
Blade
new one?
Runner.
The new movie is fucking awesome.
Yes,
People
the
don't like it.
review.
I've heard
it's
it's fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah, but the reviews were horrible. A lot of people don't like it.
For the
because-
new movie?
Yes, because
Really?
it's very slow pace. Like
the
like a
original?
trilogy.
Yeah,
I had read
They
mostly
talk a
positive
lot,
stuff about it.
and but the cinematography is
The cinematography is incredible.
The way that they shoot that thing, the colors and everything is so
I mean,
beautiful. If you
and-
look at
and
it, like
I don't
in
mean
this.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but at least the things that I had read about it was that the movie is like as a film,
It's really good.
Like as a film, that it's supposed to be like amazing.
It's amazing.
And that you could watch that movie as a standalone movie without having to have
Yes.
seen the first.
Yes, you could.
There are some things in
Yeah.
it. There are some things in it that do tie it to the old.
You're
movie.
still better off watching the original.
No, of
along
course,
with it.
and I understand that. But
Absolutely.
like I said, I mean, I've heard that you could very well watch the new one and not necessarily be lost.
Yeah.
But again, that as a film, that it's a very very good movie.
Yes.
I really hadn't read anything negative about it, so.
I don't want to talk about the scenes of the movie, but I want to talk just the whole concept of the AI and this last movie. What they show of the AI and all that is kind of like Ghost in the Shell, kind of the same thing, you know.
Okay, kind of gets into that. a little
Kind of
bit.
gets into that, like to
Funny
find.
how everything
It's a
comes
good way
back
to-
full circle like that.
Yes,
The story is very unique.
yes.
The way they kind of get you into this new one and what the current Blade Runner is doing
Mm-hmm.
to figure out what the hell is going on with
'Cause
what
it's
ended up happening in the
It's
first
supposed to be
one.
like a murder mystery kind of thing, or not? Not so much like a murder mystery.
They're trying to figure out like what happened with
Kind of Total Recall.
Okay.
Kind of Turtle Recall.
they're trying to figure out what happened with the whole possibility of what happened in the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I. Put
Yeah,
that
you-
in
Yeah, like
Actually-
in Total
context.
Recall, the original. You know
Okay.
how Arnold is trying to investigate his life, but at the end of the movie, there's a bigger role to him.
Right.
This is kind of like that.
There you go. I like that. Very good.
Shout out to
Okay.
Puerto Rico.
I mean, that's
Okay, but
Did you
but
watch the new Total
overall,
Recall?
I hated it.
overall,
see
did you guys like the movie?
I did.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was.
It
Really
was
good.
slow, and when I went to the theater, a lot of people left. To
Really?
tell you the truth, a lot of people left. They just
Some
walk
people
out.
didn't get it.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't get it, and it was very slow paced.
You know what it
It
is?
takes a lot of time.
Because people are stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you're probably right.
yeah.
People just don't
You know,
fucking.
because it just-
funny
People just
because,
don't
like,
want to think.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
they
like,
don't wanna
but like,
think.
but like one thing, like for instance, like one movie that was like that I heard this a couple of times before was Inception. I love Inception.
I like
I
Inception.
love that
I think
movie.
Inception
But
is
like
so
I've
good.
heard people that are like,
They don't get it.
I didn't get it.
Because you're retarded.
Right, and I'm just like, I mean, I understand how it can be confusing,
You know what?
but the movie was amazing.
I heard the same thing when
Just
when
don't.
Matrix came out.
Right.
Some people didn't get it.
Right.
How
You're
come
like,
you
what?
didn't get it?
Dumb, dude.
What's that movie where this girl goes to space and she's like disconnected from all the bases? What's her name?
From all the what?
That she's in Gravity.
I didn't
Gravity.
see that one.
You guys
I
never saw
haven't seen
Gravity?
Is it the one with Sandra
No, I
Bullock?
haven't
Yes.
seen that
I
one.
haven't seen it.
Oh my god, that's a great movie.
I've heard
and a
it's
lot
a
of
really
people
good
thought it
movie.
was.
I've
haven't
heard
seen
it's
it.
really good too.
I need
I've
to
heard
watch
it's
it.
very
All
good.
right.
Anyway.
So that
wrapping
was
it up.
our review on Blade Runner. I
Okay,
believe
you guys
all
liked
of
it.
you
Thumbs up.
guys that want to see it,
Thumbs up.
yes, go see it and you know what?
You don't need to see part
It's
one.
not an action movie.
Did you
Just go
watch part
knowing
two?
that it's a lot
You
of
watched the new
talking and
The
it's a
animated
little
one?
No,
slow
this
pace.
No.
And it's more for the intellectual part of it to see what happens, with this.
You have to think a little,
Yes.
and you have to pay attention.
Yeah, if you don't mind running your brain a little bit, you're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Did you smoke before you went?
Of course it is.
Oh man, so the movie was super.
And you still understood it.
It's the best way.
All right, guys, and that's it for us. Thank you for keep listening us, and please subscribe to the channel if you like what we
Be
do.
easy.
Send
Follow us on
comments.
Podbean.
Give us some likes and follow us in
Podbean,
Podbean,
Couple shout-outs.
iTunes.
If there's
YouTube.
something you want us to talk about,
Yes.
go ahead and let us
YouTube,
know.
Instagram.
Yes, follow us on Instagram. We're gonna post all our links there in the bottom of the video description for you guys.
Make some comments. Give us suggestions. Love us, hate us, whatever.
hate us all day. Some quick shout outs to the nerdos that are on here.
Yes, sure.
Ray, Raul, and Dave.
Yes,
You guys are gay.
and peace out.
But I
Bye.
still love you.